Hi, it's a Saturday night. Hey, everybody. Hi. I was going to talk about my ex-wife, Danica. Maybe I'll see. Hey, somebody, let's sign up. Showbiz Oliver. Hey. Hi. Hey, man. I have a hat on because I dyed my hair last weekend, and then I tried to dye it black, and it didn't make it black again. I tried to make it dark, and it didn't make it black. It kept it like it was for the convention last weekend. Yeah. Elizabeth Bursticher. Hi. Yeah, no, it's all right. Hi. So, I haven't been feeling very great, but I'm trying to feel happy. Elizabeth Bursticher. I play a button accordion. Button accordion, wow. Wow, oh, my nose started itching. Sorry. Started itching. So, I guess I could play the guitar or something. I was gonna talk about my ex-wife Danica. She took my children away from me. She really did. Danica DeCosto. Her dad came into town about a year and 9 months ago, went over to her house, took them all, got them all in a minivan that he bought them, and they just drove away, my whole family. They're at a different house, and it's been pretty awful. You're sick? Oh, I'm sorry. I think it said you're sick. I'm gonna read what it says. My hair's too crazy colors. It's like I wasn't gonna show it. I was gonna dye it black, but okay. Live chat. I'm sorry to hear you're sick, Elizabeth. I don't believe I've ever seen the name Elizabeth Burstester on there. Burstester. Okay. I haven't played this guitar in a couple weeks or so. 2 or 3 weeks. All I've really been doing is crying about every day, crying every day, at least 3 times a day, because I don't have my children, because she took them away, and she blocked me on Facebook, she blocked me on other social media, everywhere. She blocked me on her phone, and she blocked me on email so that I can't see my children, and there's no reason for it. I haven't done anything wrong at all to her. So it's just because I was so worried, I would constantly email her and say, are they okay? Because I couldn't see them. They're so far away. I've had to visit there 6 times in just about a year. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Elizabeth. I kind of understand. My mom and dad are divorced. Yeah, I never wanted to get a divorce, but she pushed to get the paperwork done and everything, but I don't know why she did it. She has a big YouTube channel, like a really big one. And I star in her #1 Ronald McDonald video. And it's kind of pointless. It's just really if she was poor, I'd take them all in. I'd say, hey, come on, you can live here for free. And they'd all live here in my house. I don't care if she has a lot of money or not. That doesn't make a difference to me. But that's what I was gonna. that's pretty terrible. That's terrible that they took him away, but I don't know what to do. I mean, everyone tells me I should move on and find another girlfriend or woman, but I just can't get over them. I see their videos and I start to cry because I think of being a happy family, even the little baby Ayla. And it's like they don't want me to be too close to the baby because it's not my baby. She made the baby, she made her the baby with somebody else. But Rowan and Ivan are my sons. I raised them with her. Up until the last few years or so, she wouldn't let me hang out at her house as much. So I don't usually play guitar. Okay, I played guitar for a long time, but another thing I was gonna do to get back my ex-wife Danica, so that we'd get married and have a big happy family and everybody be happy. We made a short film called Meant to Be, and I was gonna do a huge feature film, the Meant to Be the feature film version, and I have all these amazing songs that I haven't recorded that aren't just funny songs, they're actually dramatic songs and they sound really cool. Maybe about 10 songs that I can record and really professionally record, take about a month or two on each song, and maybe about a whole year to record all the songs for a musical feature film. And then, well, in between, actually start writing the screenplay first. I was gonna write it like The Nightmare Before Christmas. The way they wrote A Nightmare Before Christmas was they wrote an outline for the screenplay and they wrote a lot of the screenplay, but they didn't have it finished. They didn't even finish the screenplay, but they knew where these very important songs were gonna go. Like, what's this? What's this? Dun 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 dun. And these different songs throughout the movie. When they wrote the script for A Nightmare Before Christmas, it wasn't even finished, but they knew where the songs were going to go. And they gave it to Danny Elfman, the guy who composes all the Tim Burton movies, and he just composed all the songs. And you don't have to write the script as long when you're doing all those songs because the songs take up a lot of time. But I plan to make my most masterpiece film ever made, my hugest work that I've ever worked on to achieve. I was going to take 7 years to do it. I estimated it'll take about 7 years. I decided about a month or two ago I was going to make this movie. It's going to be it's going to be like the hugest work that I've ever created. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, no, yeah. Well, here I am. I found the key to weight loss. I found the key to weight loss, and all of humanity will never be obese if they just do this, and you can eat as much food as you feel like. I found it. I found the real key. All you do is don't have processed carbs, don't have carbs. Pretty much don't have carb dense foods, and don't have added sugar, and all you do is eat protein, fruits and vegetables. You can have as much of it as you feel like, protein, fruits and vegetables. You can have 10 bananas in a row one day if you feel like it. You can have tons of nuts. You can just keep eating as many nuts as you feel like, and some fats are okay. And you can have as much chicken breast as you want, eggs, as much protein as you feel like, and fruits and vegetables, and you don't gain weight. And at a certain point you're like not going to really feel like eating as much because the thing that makes you keep eating more and more and makes people obese and enables obesity is the high fructose corn syrup and all that stuff. So I found the key to that, and I've lost maybe 15 pounds of fat, maybe 20 pounds of fat in about a month. 3 years. What's 3 years? Oh, anyway, yeah. But I've been getting healthier, and that's that. And then, oh, you've been watching 3 years. Cool. That's awesome. That's good. That's yeah. I've been losing. Is that Crystal? Hey, Crystal. Hi. Um, I found the key to losing weight. Yeah. It's all you do is you can eat as much protein as you feel like chicken, um, eggs. Try to not overdo the saturated fat and balance that with other proteins like the vegan ones, like nuts and any types of those other proteins. Oatmeal is even okay, even though that has some carbs, but that's okay. You can eat as much oatmeal as you want and never add sugar to it. That's the thing. You just don't add sugar, and yeah, that's the thing, Crystal. You don't have carbs and you don't have added sugar. Like no bread and no added sugar. And you eat as much protein as you feel like and as much fruit and as much vegetables. I was about 230 pounds a month ago, and I'm down to about 215 pounds. And I look funny because I bleached out my eyebrows and I bleached my hair for some convention. For some convention, and I was gonna make it dark again, but I did make it dark. I left the stuff on my hair and it didn't work. It just came out this way. And I've been getting in shape. I noticed there are 3 people in my life I noticed on the diet, and they eat that way, and ever since they used to go up and down in weight, and ever since they started eating that way, they keep all the weight off. My friend Jevin, he's been at 170 to 175 pounds for 10 years, and he used to go up and down in weight a little bit with some fat, like not as much as I did. When I was younger, I used to go up and down in weight, and he stays down at 170 to 175 for 10 years, he said, and it's because he eats meat and cheese, but he never has the bread. He doesn't have carbs, and he doesn't have added sugar. So that's the thing, is not having carbs and added sugar. Now, when you eat fruit, you can have as much fruit as you feel like, and that has the good carbs. That has good carbs. So, and it has less carbs, a lot less than bread and those processed things with the high fructose corn syrup and those processed things. So, okay. Whoa, wow. Yeah, and that's how I've only been doing the diet for a month, but that's how I've been losing weight. I never have to feel hungry. I'll try to diet. And then when it's like, oh my gosh, I get really hungry and I just want to go to something and eat a bunch of it, I'll go to nuts and I'll eat as many of them as I feel like eating. Or if there's chicken there and I can put it in the microwave or it was made, I'll eat as much chicken as I feel like. There's no limit to how much you can eat of it. And then at a certain point you're like, oh, I don't feel like eating it anymore. And it's not the same as Doritos. You know, Doritos are good here and there, but not in this diet. But Doritos may be a bad example, like Twinkies or any of those processed foods, bread. If you don't eat it, see, it causes this constant, like you want more because it has high fructose corn syrup, and it causes you to eat more and more. So that's the whole thing. I don't know. I could play a guitar. Um. Anyway, I'm trying to think. There's all these sorts of songs. There's about 10 songs. There are about 10 songs that I could record for the feature film Meant to Be, but that's with Danica, and it's like I don't know if I want to do this hugest best feature film I've ever made to try to save my whole family and do like the biggest budget, most work and effort that I've ever done on a movie, like really creating all the songs and writing the best script I can possibly make with no comedy. This one is not a comedy. It's it's my it's the feature length version of my short film Meant to Be. If you've ever seen my short film Meant to Be, I spent a whole summer in front of the computer, well, filming it and constantly doing the sound design and all the little effects and stuff, fine tuning the movie in between going to school at this place out in LA, this school, and I did the whole movie. I finished it was a short film. It wasn't a feature film. It was just a short film called Meant to Be, and it's about me and Danica DeCosto, and it was us being in love, and it goes into more. There's like more detail than that. It's like she says that she remembers having another life where she was a little girl and she had blonde hair, and when she was a little girl with brown hair, she couldn't imagine why she didn't have blonde hair, because she remembers running through these woods with her younger brother and some horrible thing happened, but I can't tell about it. Well, she just died and I died. But I think I was her little brother. I was this kid that had a little darker hair than she did, and it was like her little brother, but from two different parents. And she couldn't have a relationship with him, but she was alone with this boy in the woods, and she remembers that, and it was supposedly in her previous life. She remembers it when she was a little girl, and she couldn't imagine why she didn't have blonde hair, and it was very vivid and clear. And she remembers these other details, but I'm not going to talk about it because she might not want anyone. But she somehow says that she had a little brother, and I think I was the little brother, but I'm not sure. Because I feel like I'm 100% sure it must have been me, because we have this special connection. But for some reason she's fallen out of love with me like about 10 years ago, because I started being a jerk, I guess. Hi. And then now I'm not a jerk anymore. I only did that for a little while, but it was because I was depressed. It's because for the first time in my life I got depressed because I never planned on having kids. And hey Jennifer, how's it going? It's a long story, but then I wasn't that much of a jerk, I guess. And then she did things that can be considered worse to me than whatever I did to her. And I guess so that's the thing, is I can't figure out if I'm gonna move on. I just can't move on. To say that would feel awful from her. So it's like, instead there's all sorts of women that I've had to turn down, all sorts of them. Um, One texted me that 2 weeks ago that looked very pretty and said she was HORNY and wanted to just, you know, do something with me. And she looks almost like a model, and I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it because there wasn't a long-term love relationship. It just seemed wrong because she's with some other guy that's really her soulmate. And why would I want to be with somebody like that's not the long-term soulmate for me? So I just didn't do it. Like, I don't care how pretty she may be. It's just not worth it to me. You know, when I was younger, I had to go without sex for a really long time because I just wasn't confident. I didn't know how to talk to girls when I was young, really young. And I said, called them girls. Now I might call them women, and or whatever you're supposed to technically call them. But I would have definitely wanted to do something with somebody that looked really attractive enough when I was younger. But now it's like I just want a long-term relationship with a soulmate. And I think Danica's like the only one. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine who else would be. I can't imagine who else I could be in a long-term relationship with. This one girl started texting me today, and I couldn't take it. It was just, I don't want to talk about it, but it was just somebody that I didn't want to be in a long-term relationship with. I think she may or may not have used drugs, and it was just the whole lifestyle. I just started crying. I just started crying, and I just couldn't imagine being with somebody who uses drugs and is so far removed from how Danica was. He's one of those kids that keeps candy in his cabinet. Oh yeah, great. Okay, I'm gonna read what he said. Live chat. Okay. I'm one of those kids that keep like candy in my socks or in my cabinet whenever I'm sad and I'm eating candy because somebody died. Because Nana died. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, my grandmother died a year or two ago. She made it to 100. I'm sorry your Nana died. Yeah. That's the thing I haven't had to experience too much of is death of very close people, unless it was like, my grandmother Noni died and we were expecting her to go because she already lived to be 100. So it was more like, it was sad at some point, but it wasn't really that sad. And I drove up there and visited her just about a year before she died. And that wasn't really that sad because I knew she was in a good place. I knew she went to go be with her husband. And then my Uncle Richard died. That was kind of sad, but that was not that bad. That was pretty sad. I thought that would be kind of like happy, like, hey, he's finally free. He can be with his wife who died 20 years earlier, because he had to keep staying alive, and that was just kind of bad feeling when he died. But I haven't dealt with a lot of real grief and loss. I haven't dealt with much grief and loss. That hasn't been my particular problem. I've You wanted to point out that it's normal and not normal. Oh, wow, they're together for 51 years. That sounds like my Noni. It was Noni and Papa. Noni and Papa. Yeah, he died 20 years earlier, about 20 years earlier or something, or 10 years, 20 years, at 20 or 25 or 30 years, 25 years, something like that. 20, he died in the 90s and she just died a year ago. Wow, yeah, and they were together like 51 years. She was 100, so. Um, um, Whoa. I don't know what else to talk about other than anything. If anybody wants to talk about fun things or something, but yeah, it's like I don't get that interested. Yeah, of course I'd like to be intimate with a woman if it was the right one, but it's like I don't care. Like right now, I mean, maybe if one walked in the door, I mean, I don't know. I probably, I mean, it depends on who it was. And I have to talk to them and say, I mean, if some model came in, it would depend. I have to look at their face and see, where they coming from and everything. But, I'm more like I think I just want to have a long-term relationship for the rest of my life. I know that's what I want is a long-term relationship for the rest of my life. I don't like being single and just getting with random people. And I want to be with Danica and have my family back, but she just doesn't she doesn't sound interested, and so I don't. She just, it's pretty, I don't know. But there was a time when I was so interested in finally getting to be with these attractive women, that I would have tried to get with as many as I could, because it was so hard to get with them anyway that you'd only get with hardly, like, you'd get with maybe one or two if you tried to get with as many as you possibly could, maybe. But I don't suggest doing that, because that's how it was for me. I had such difficulty even finding ones to be with. I used to have to try really hard, but I never was really with that many women, I guess. I don't really care to do it that much anymore. I just want to be with a long-term soulmate forever. Who's an equal to me. And if it could be Danica, then we'd have like the best. I think we'd have the best, happiest family in the world for us. Not better than anyone else in particular, but just happy, maybe the happiest ever. And we love each other more than anyone. If she would love me, that's the thing. I love them maybe more than myself, probably about this as much as myself, or maybe more than myself. If any of us had to die, I'd die before they would, if I could. If I had the choice to, right now, I'd die. I'd say it would be difficult, but I might have to think about it a little bit more. But if it was saving any of their lives, I'd die. As long as I could be there to help guide them somehow from the other side and make sure they ended up, they're okay and good people. That's the main thing, is just being a good person, not trying to achieve huge amounts of money or whatever these things are that people want to try to do. They want, or look really good as they get older. That can be good, but I guess it can be good to make money, but sometimes people fall into the wrong way of making a lot of money and they're mean about it. That's not good to make a lot of money in the wrong way, like if you're mean about it. I got to figure out a way to make a lot more money. I'm working on it. Hey, I got a reporter for gaining weight in a healthy way. Gaining weight in a healthy way. Yeah, you just have to eat more food. Just eat more food, um, and it helps to lift weights. It helps to do strength training. If you're worried about having lower body fat, and that seems like something you want to have is lower body fat, but you want to gain weight, you have to get into strength training. You have to get into strength training. Um, Strength training is pretty much it. And eating as much food as you can to that's safe to gain weight and that's not too unhealthy. I'm trying to think. That was kind of see. I've had all sorts of um, things with my body weight. Not necessarily problems, but Danica at one point said I was borderline anorexic because that's how. See, what happened was That's how it started. Was being fat. I was like a heavier kid. Yeah, I was a heavier kid. Yeah, twitchy pangolin. Um, and I was a heavier kid, and that gave me issues like with body dysmorphic disorder. So even as I got older, and I gained, uh, or I just got older and like taller, and I got skinnier, and I didn't really have much body fat, but for some reason I was thinking that I had body fat, but it was really nothing. There's really nothing wrong with me, but in my mind they had made fun of me so much. I always thought there's something wrong with me, and I couldn't figure it out in my brain until I was about 25 years old. I could not take my shirt off around people with confidence. It was just it was in my brain. I thought I wasn't good enough, and what I did was I'd starve myself. I would get down to like 140 pounds. One time I get down to 130 or 125, and I'm 5'11. I'm 5'11 because I just thought I don't look good enough. They're looking at me. They think that I'm fat. I'm eating food and being fat. Like even when because they had made fun of me for being fat. So I got skinny, and then when I got really skinny, it was never good enough. I couldn't get abs. It just couldn't get abs no matter how much I starved myself. It didn't look quite right. That's what a lot of those anorexic people go through. They keep starving themselves, and it just doesn't get the good look that they're going for. It looks like kind of loose skin on bones and stuff. And without strength training, it's almost futile. They could starve themselves and just looks terrible. And it's not going to look, quite right. They're not going to get that really low body fat with more muscle, which is not even necessary anyway. Most people don't need to have ripped abs and look like this super weightlifter or fitness model or like #1 athlete or something like that, or a girl model. They don't have to look that way. It's ridiculous because you look good enough. I think females look good enough when they have some weight on them. And it doesn't matter, or they're skinny. Skinny looks good too. Whatever, it doesn't make a difference that much. But or on a guy, I don't think it matters that much one way or another as long as you're healthy, and confident, as long as you're not eating things that are too unhealthy and you're just eating healthy foods. So I don't think it matters too much. But the thing is, the secret to really looking good is in strength training. If you had issues with like trying to make yourself look better and stuff, the strength training literally shapes you. It makes not just the arm muscles stronger, but that's what makes the abs. It gets the abs muscles to show. You pretty much can't do it unless you start doing all sorts of strength training. And the strength training strengthens everything. It strengthens even the bones, the muscular system, the skeletal system, obviously, which are the bones. It even helps the nervous system and the connection between one's mind and one's body. it strengthens that, and with strength training, you become less susceptible to Parkinson's and other neurological disorders like cerebral palsy and stuff, which can be put off till later, or maybe you can totally not ever get them because of getting more into your fitness, health, diet and exercise, fitness and diet. So the strength training really helps, because I was bedridden. I had been editing in a bed, working so hard in editing, and I started withering away. I got down to like 125 pounds. I had back problems all messed up in my 20s, early 20s somewhere, and I thought maybe I'd never get better. I couldn't walk very well after that, and I found that I could totally transform my body and tap into it's like with the brain, you only use 10% of its potential. It's the same way with your body. It's the same way with your whole body. If you think that there's some debilitating disease or something that doctors say, oh, that's it, you're gonna die, if you're motivated enough, there are many instances where somebody lives well beyond it. They'll live 30 more years after a doctor said they're gonna die. And strength training can help directly do that. And it's like mind over matter is what I learned when I started into strength training. It's like visualizing your body being in this shape, and it actually happens, and it's pushing that every day as much as you can, and lifting the weights and stuff. You actually start working out, and then you get to that body that you want to achieve. And that's what I'd suggest, is making yourself, if you're skinnier, the guy who said he is skinnier and wants to gain weight, just make yourself eat more food. It's not going to make you fat, especially if you're lifting weights. It'll go right to the muscle. I mean, that right there, you'll live like way longer if you're working out. Even if it's a little more active, even if it's just a little more active for anyone, if you can do little things just to be a little bit more active. And I'm not like the best example of fitness, but I've gotten in better. I'm not like the best example ever of fitness, but I've gotten in better health. Whoops. Wait. Yeah. I've gotten in better health. Yeah, but anyway, I haven't even been working out that much in a week, but I was earlier, like a few days ago, I was working out really hard. But anyway, how's this thing go back? It's like I still am doing my best at getting in the best health I can, but it's just I've been so sad. I've been crying every day because I don't have a family to live with anymore. And I think she's my soulmate. I'm pretty sure she's my soulmate, and she just hasn't decided, she doesn't really want to be with me or something like that. So I can't change her mind if she doesn't want to be with me. Yeah, have a laugh, said, okay, thanks. Yeah, and I don't know. That's about the extent of what I've been thinking about. It's like I've been getting very sad because I don't have a family, and the only way to see him is to get on a plane for the 7th, travel all the way over there for the 7th time in about a year to Texas, which I'm not really that confident as I am at my house. Or I just like Los Angeles. There's something about Los Angeles where I can have hair like this. I can have hair like this and walk down the street, and they might have some rock star or something that looks like that. And see, I was trying to dye it back normal. I just want normal hair again, but the dye didn't take. It didn't take. I tried to dye it, but in in LA, you might have somebody that just had plastic surgery with like, they might have like a scar right here and bandages, and they're just walking down the road or something. Hey, how's it going? And they don't care. It's like it's like it doesn't matter as much if you look different or weird. You don't have to fit in as much, but they're still pretty much like the rest of they're like the rest of the United States. I mean, there's pressure on me. When I went there, there's pressure on me to not have weird hair. It was like I felt this pressure on me to cut my hair short and have a regular haircut and stuff. So, I mean, even those California Highway Patrol guys, and all those California cops and stuff are I'm not from Texas. Danica was born in Texas. I was born in Virginia. So I'm trying to see if this is flipped backwards or not. I was born in Virginia. She was born in Texas. We both went out about the same time. We didn't know each other. We went out to LA when we were about 19 or 20. And we went out there for movies. And like a few years later, we met up at film school. And it was just by chance. And the teacher happened to put us in the same class. Like, we didn't want to be partners, and like, but she was pretty, and I had such bad body dysmorphic disorder. I thought no girl would ever want me. I thought I was so weird looking, and I just wasn't confident. And so I thought, how could anyone possibly like me? Because I thought in my head I looked way worse than everybody in the whole classroom or whole school or something. I thought I looked weird. And somehow the teacher put us together. We were the last people to choose an editing partner, and they made us be together. So we had to sit in an editing room and edit films. And we edited on a flatbed or something. It was like on these little, whatever it was. And she'd sit there and look at me when I was editing, and I'd go, "What? Why are you looking at looking at me and stuff?" And then we had to be in the same room for hours, like editing. And eventually she asked me to go to her apartment, or she went to my dorm room or something like that. And then trying to think, if we just started hanging out here and there after class. And she went to my hotel room, because they put the dorms in a hotel, and I had a dorm room that was in a hotel. It was at the and so then eventually I just moved into her apartment. She had a little apartment. It was like a studio apartment, and I moved in there, and that was the best ever. And like I had anxiety and stuff, and it went away, and I was like more confident, and I got to be normal around her and live in her little studio apartment with her and the cats and stuff. There was baby kitty, and this was literally a long time ago. Baby kitty just died of old age. Like, this is a long time. Wait. Ooh, man. Somebody said something gay, literally, and the other guy was saying something about dyeing your hair. And the thing is with that is that we were together. This is so funny. I see little bugs on that light, and it must have just started getting warmer today. Because there weren't any bugs. I see like a little bug or two on the light. Here's a bug. See if, where is it? There it is. He's a bug. See, if I was with a Danica, I'd go, "He's a bug. He's good." But I wouldn't say it like in a gay way. I guess somebody was saying something. Yeah, there's a bug. I don't know how that got in here, because normally it's Oh man, that's terrible. Go to a bar and find somebody else. Oh no. Tonight's a Saturday night. You can go out there. The other guy that said the gay comment, maybe he could like do a Saturday night. He could be watching Saturday Night Fever or something. Saturday Night Fever. Because John Travolta's gay. Yeah, he's saying move on. Well, I don't know because I want it to be with a long-term soulmate. I don't want to just have sex with somebody for the sake of having sex. Unless it was like so bad that I was so depressed and could barely go on anymore, didn't know how I was going to function, then I like may try to just go out there and do something like that. But I don't think I'd have to. I don't think I'll have to when that happens. Um I don't know. I just keep waiting for her, and I can go to Texas, but it'll be I made a plane flight to fly there, and I had to cancel it because I was so worried because I didn't want to travel the seventh time there. It's like hard to do. I don't know what he's saying. I don't want to start over. That's the problem, is that I don't know if it's gonna kill me or what. Um, but I'm still trying to be with her. I'm figuring, is it worth really living if it's just like with somebody that doesn't really do it all the way for me? If unless they do, there's this one woman or young woman, she might be preferred to be called, and she was pretty nice, but I kept missing my children if I hung out with her, and I was like, nah, I don't want to have a relationship with her. The dating apps are crooked. Crooked? Crooked? I don't know. You can meet people on those dating apps. You can meet somebody on the dating apps if you're looking for somebody. They work, but they didn't have the dating apps back when I met Danica. They had the internet, but they didn't have like smartphones. Somebody else said something about Danica. I don't know. I'm gonna see what they said though. I'm gonna try to see. Sounds like Danica moved on at this point. Might be a good idea to start letting it go. Move back to Texas. Yeah, he said if you want Danica, move to Texas. That's where she is. Maybe I can go to Texas. If you want to be with Danica, you gotta go to Texas. That's what he said. Okay. Okay, I might have to go to Texas. I was looking to see who. Oh, wow. Okay. But okay, I might have to go to Texas. I don't know. I have to be confident if I go there. I have to stand up for myself around her family because it's like maybe I'll just be normal around them, but I don't know how they're gonna react around that. I've already been there 6 times. I'll try my best to go there if I can make it there. I don't want to end up like it's hard going there on a plane and staying somewhere that's not home. Move there. I might try to move there. Yeah, she says she's in a relationship with this guy that she made the new baby with, but they've never spent more than a few days together. Actually, up until even after the baby was born, they had never spent more than a night together. He would spend the night and leave the next morning, even after they made the baby. And then one time he went to visit Texas, and she he stayed there for a few days in a row. So I don't know if that's gonna ever. I mean, she's known him for years, and the most he's ever spent with her is a few days in a row once. Yeah, yeah. She already has this other person that, you know, he's not. It's not gonna work with him though. He's a tow truck driver and a little. He doesn't know anything about movies. I don't know what his career is. What are it tow truck driver or whatever it is that he does that he's good at cars or not cars or I don't know what it is, but he knows he hardly has anything in common with her. He hardly has anything in common with her. We went to the same school together. We like the same stuff. We both sing. I learned how to sing after I met her. We both sing. We both write screenplays. We both do videos. We both know how to produce movies and direct movies. We like all the same stuff. We've been looking at the IMDb for like 20 years, both of us. Um, we have a lot of history together. She moved back to Texas to see her parents. To see her parents. She's moved there twice before and has moved back. She always moves back to Roanoke. I'll just tell you, it's Roanoke where I live. Oh no, somebody's gonna kill me. That's not gonna. No one's gonna kill me, except for life itself. Maybe it will slowly kill me. Yeah, that's gonna kill me eventually. But she moved to Texas twice before to be close to her parents that she hadn't seen in a while. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go. Click like in the video if you want. Yeah, bye. Have a good day, night, wherever you're watching it. Bye. Okay.